We're here because the Massachusetts Republican Party is having an allocation committee hearing where they allocate delegates to the National Convention, and we're disturbed that the way they handled the caucus procedure, that they didn't do it fairly, and that a lot of our votes are being excluded, and a lot of our potential Republican members are being disenfranchised. A lot of the new Republicans got registered Republican the first 2 weeks of February in accordance with the rules. Unfortunately, a lot of those town clerks, especially in the cities, didn't update the Secretary of State. And so when those voters went to the caucus on April 28th, the state party said, you know what, we don't have you on our list, but we're going to give you a provisional ballot. The rules had originally said that they just need to swear an affidavit that they're a Republican. So they gave them a provisional ballot and swore that the vote would be counted in 10 days. Well, now that the results are in, and they're very concerned these provisional ballots will go towards liberty and not towards the establishment Republicans, they've decided to not count the provisional ballots under the guidance of General Counsel Vincent DeVito. The General Counsel has a lot to do. In fact, he's got interests and conflict of interest all over the place. To begin with, he was on the official Romney slate, so he definitely has a bias towards the Liberty people not getting in as delegates to promote the ideas of Ron Paul and to go down and promote audit the Fed and the uncongressionally funding of wars. So he has a big conflict there with the Romney group. On the other hand, he also has a conflict because he was in third place in his caucus, and that's the last slot to get in as a delegate. And there's actually 13 provisional ballots, so the odds are good. If those provisional ballots are open, he'll be bounced. So he ruled, as the General Counsel, that we won't count any provisional ballots. And unfortunately, he's never put that in writing. He's just said it verbally. And that's just not right. If you have a problem, you should put it in writing and then let us appeal to the Allocation Committee. Instead, he's just ignored our complaints.
Count the provisional!
Voted, and you can read the rules that were read from by the chair that day, and it clearly states that if there's a question, if it's close enough and there are provisionals, that on the 10th those will be opened and counted. And it's really unfortunate that someone who had a vested interest, meaning Ben DeVito, the counsel for the GOP, who was within one vote of losing, decided that those provisionals wouldn't be counted. It's a really unfortunate situation.
I'm here because since we're children, since we're little children, we're taught in school that our voice counts, that our vote counts. We're taught that we're all equal, all right? America is supposed to be the most proudest nation of freedom, all right? Now, you don't have to like me. You don't even have to agree with me. But you have a voice just as I have a voice. You have a vote just as I have a vote. And the Constitution says nobody can deny that. And yet, on February 13th, here it is, right there, stamped before the deadline being February 15th, for the first time in my life, I've registered as a Republican. And I'm being told my voice, my vote, is silenced in the Republic of the United States.